It's yours.
Good deal.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to Yuma Center for Spiritual Living. For all of you who are joining us today at the center, and all of you who are online with us. What a beautiful, cool autumn day we are having. So happy to be here. I'm Sherry. I'm filling in for our very own Reverend Darren this morning. And we have such a wonderful program for you today with the lovely Vernell speaking. That is always a very special treat, so we're looking forward to that. And today there is lunch after at Du Bois, for those of you who would like to share some lunch. That's a good time. So with that, yes, Michelle?
Today's it's birthday week.
Next
Is it
week.
ice cream today?
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to go out for lunch. Ice cream. Birthday lunch today?
Well,
I
this is
am
birthday.
so sorry.
Birthday
Thank you for
chocolate.
that. Thank you for sharing. Okay, so save yourself for ice cream cake. All right, with that, let us stand if you're comfortable with it, and we're going to sing a song and rock the place.
We got a good thing going on around here. We got a good thing going on around here. You can see it on each every face. There's a sweet, sweet spirit in this place. We got a good thing going on around here. Got a good thing going on. We 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 got a good thing going on around here. We got a good thing going on around here. We got a good thing going on around here. We got a simple message that says so much, filled with happiness and love. We got a good thing going on around here. We got a good thing going on. 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 We got a good thing going on around here. Got a good thing going on around here. We got a good thing going on around here. Got happy people doing happy things, and every day we love to sing. We got a good thing going on around here.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This morning I'm reading from a very important passage from Love and Law, which is a compilation of Ernest Holmes' lectures and probably his recorded talks. This chapter is demonstrating from an invisible principle. He starts as, a couple months ago, I was seeking to make a demonstration which in a certain way was quite important for myself, a thing which seemed quite necessary, quite a necessary thing to have. And I struggled quite a bit, a thing I do not do often. Learn never to put anyone on a pedestal. If you put them up high enough, you will invariably see their feet are made of clay. I did struggle considerably with my thought, trying to work it out myself. Then I said, I am all wrong here. If there is a power working this out for me, I have to prove that my absolute reliance upon it, I have to let it alone. And so I went about and thought no more about it, and today, in the most unaccountable way, that thing was made possible. Something that would never have entered my consciousness in 1,000 years. And it shows that if we dare and learn to place implicit trust, there is something that honors that faith we give it. The subjective side of an individual's thought does not mean another mind. It means the accumulation of race belief, which we accept operating through us, the thought forms which we have created, and with that which we have surrounded ourselves, our mental beliefs underneath. The result of our objective thinking and receiving through race suggestions is termed subjective consciousness. It is that power of attraction or repulsion which the individual mentally sets up within. That is the subjective side of your mind. It is not another mind, it is your own mind operating. That is all. Your life and mind depend upon the subjective side of our thought, who we are, as well as what we have in health or wealth or peace of mind, will be the result of the accumulation of our thinking, always. It could not be anything else. Now we are going to take a step further and not only saying in peace of mind and character, but in individual health and physical environment. And I know it is true. Relieve yourselves of all responsibility of making anything. You could not make anything if you tried. The united intelligence of the human race from time immemorial, summed up into one moment, could not create one petal of one rose, because it does not know enough to do it. And it is good that it does not. But it can have created for it as many roses as sees fit through using the creative principle, which is, and it need not take the responsibility of that creative power at all. So when we come to our responsibility, it rests solely in providing the right atmosphere and nothing else. I'm giving you a system of thought, and if you want to make a demonstration, you can work it out. I would not do it for you if I could. I would be depriving you of a divine right. From the metaphysical standpoint, I say, get your arms away from clinging on other people. Dare to be yourself. Where did you think anybody ever got so much that you could not know? Then and there you are forswearing yourself. I am just as intelligent as anybody who ever lived. You have got to have a kind of decent idea of yourself in metaphysics. Did you ever see a person succeed in business who thought it would fail? You never did and you never will. People who succeed in life are the people who know that they will. And that free knowing is creation in the mind of the universal. You must do this all for yourself and know this for yourself. It is working for me every day I live. There is one and not two. Never forget that. Anywhere in the universe, just one. That one life is the substance of everything. It is one in unity, but multiple in manifestation. It is one substance from which an infinite variety of different things come, but every one of those things is made out of the one thing. Now that one life and intelligence and creative power operates through me, that is the next thing. It would not be of any good to us if there was one infinite life, unless that life was in some way connected up with me. Many people make a mistake in thinking it is enough to claim that God is all. We must realize there is one power, one God, one all, one life, and that life is in me now. I am a manifestation of that one. So now you have a working principle. You can think of yourself as a sort of center in this divine living intelligence through which it operates. Begin to think of your consciousness as an activity of mind through which it flows. Begin to think of your word or as the word of power going into it which shall create. That brings you to the one. This mind makes everything. The Spirit, or God, makes everything by thinking or speaking, and then the thing appears in the visible. And since that life is in you, in your word, you do the same thing. You can look at your hand every day and declare that there is a wart right there, and it will come. Your word will manifest. You can look at it every day for a while longer and declare that it is gone, and it will go, provided you arrive at the consciousness that knows. This infinite one cannot know anything outside of itself, anything that would say, I am not a part of it. it would not recognize at all, because that would be a contradiction of its divine nature. So when you say, I am poor, I am sick or weak, or I am not one with the creative power, you are using that creative power to keep yourself away from the infinite. And just as soon as you declare that you are one with God, there is a rushing out to meet you. Just as the Father rushed out to meet the prodigal son, Jesus said, the Spirit seeketh. So long as your mind is in the term of conditions, you cannot overcome. Here is the way to do it. You're not dealing with conditions. Overcome it. To think of disease creates it. You are only dealing with thought. Thought. Nothing else. Thought and spirit. Spirit is the thing that thinks in you, and so you are dealing only with the activity of spirit, which is thought. And you must believe that thought is law. For instance, I want you to take this and practice it. And then he talks about business. Suppose you are in business. Remember, this law will work anywhere for anything. It will kill you just as quick as it will save you. Do not forget that. It could not be law if it would not work that way. If you use it to do that which is not in harmony with the fundamental principles of good, sooner or later you will be very sorry. But that will not be anybody's business but your own. If a person takes this and uses it in a wrong way, that is up to them. But I do not think people want to use it in a wrong way. I think if there is anything known about the law and how it works, it should be their life endeavor to tell as many people about it as they can. You sit then in that business and you want to demonstrate activity. In other words, you want more customers. You want many people coming and going, buying and selling. You can demonstrate that in a very easy way, provided you will believe. First of all, there is one power, and it is in you. Then, for the sake of clear thinking, you state it definitely. Say it right out. Now, this word which is spoken is the law about this thing about which I am speaking. Realize that law is to be a universal thing. Your word is to go to the universal power which recognizes it. The word is the law unto this case. There is something in the race suggestion which says that all matter, that all is matter. You have got to destroy that about your thought. That is held in the race consciousness over every individual and binds them hand and foot until they are emancipated. You have got to destroy that race consciousness. Then you state definitely, this word which I speak destroys every man-made belief. It destroys the thought of non-activity. It annuls the thought of lack. It destroys the thought that there is not plenty. If race suggestions happen to be the means which hold you, and no doubt they will until you destroy them, then you have got to destroy them. If the race suggestion is that nobody wants to buy this kind of a thing, you have got to destroy that by declaring absolute activity is here. When you make your declaration like that, there is a power upon which you can absolutely and unconditionally rely. If you could feel your mental concept of your business touch the universal, you would only have to speak the word and it would come to you in a ceaseless stream. At first, you will have to do this mechanically. I have in mind one woman who said, "That is true, and it is true for me." She has made more financial demonstrations and secured more success and gotten more absolute results than anybody I have had in my class in a year's time. And she has done it in 3 months. And now we welcome Miss Anna for Claims of Faith.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Can I have my candle lighters, please? Guess they're your candle lighters too, huh? All right. We perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that people of all faiths and lifestyles all sentient beings come from the one great universal presence, which we call spirit. Fundamental to this truth is the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here today. We light a candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light a candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light a candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light a candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light a candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light a candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light a candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light a candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light a candle for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. As Patty lights the healing candle, please say silently, out loud, or put in Facebook comments, the names of those you would like to hold in the healing flame of God's eternal love. With our eyes closed and our hearts open, we take a moment to remember that God is all there is. We remember that the great beauty, power, and timelessness that flows throughout the universe is God. God is the all-powerful, all-knowing, ever-present, and all-loving force that flows through and embraces every person, place, and thing. This great divinity is present in everything and is everlasting. As people in this expansive, timeless, and profound universe, we can be certain that the same God that powers, sustains, loves, and creates is the same God that powers, sustains, works through, and loves everyone. Not only are we human, but we are also divine. Therefore, we know that we can, are, and will remember our own divinity alongside our own humanity. By recognizing these aspects of ourselves, we can more easily recognize both humanity and divinity in others. We can feel, see, and recall the goodness and sacredness of all people. We know that the same awe-inspiring God that creates everything from the smallest atom to the great expanse of the universe is the same God that flows through ourselves and others. We let go of any thoughts or beliefs that try to convince us otherwise. We remember that we are all spiritual beings living human lives. With these truths in mind, we can ease into a feeling of gratitude. We are so thankful to know these truths about ourselves and thankful to know these truths about our fellow humans. Knowing that it is done, we release this prayer to God. And so it is.
So it is.
Sing along with us.
I am happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. Happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. And I know the light of love is shining in my eyes. I am happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. I am happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. Happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. And I know the light of love is shining in my eyes. I am happy, healthy, happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. Happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. And I know the light of love is shining in my eyes. I am happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. Happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise.
And now, without any further ado, the lovely Vernell to provide our service today.
In the universe, greater than you are, and you can use it.
The Institute of Religious Science presents its dean and founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, world-renowned author, philosopher, and spiritual leader. Every Sunday, Dr. Holmes brings you this radio ministry to show you how you can use the power for good in the universe to enjoy greater happiness, peace, and security through this thing called life.
Yes, indeed.
Good morning, family.
Good morning.
Today, you're going to hear a talk given by Ernest Holmes, April 24th, 1955. The title of this talk is Bless and Curse Not. I now bring you Ernest Holmes. There's an old Chinese proverb that says, "It is better to light one candle than to curse the darkness." How true. Where a candle is lighted, there is no darkness. This is exactly what we all wish to do. We're trying to light a candle to use the faith, the hope, and the conviction that is within us in such a way that we get along better in life, that we enjoy more friendship and happier situations, and in turn, we give out love. We are certain that behind and running through everything, there is a law of good, which we can use, and a principle of life that we can apply to everything we do. We have come to the conclusion that there are certain definite laws of mind, when rightly used, will carry us to success, to happiness and wholeness, but when wrongly used, will stop the flow of life through us and block the flow of everything that is good. When we choose love, the power of good becomes our companion, conspiring in us to bring about greater life. Love really is the great motivating power of life. Love combined with faith is the most dynamic thing on earth. Therefore, anything that blocks the flow of love blocks the flow of life. Whoever it was who said that we should bless and curse not knew what he was talking about. Now, I remember a certain man who told me that he was having trouble getting along with people. He was an actor, and a good one, but he never seemed to get along with his directors, his producers, or those who worked with him. They were always in agitation. I felt that his real trouble lay deep within himself, but he didn't know that. It would have been unkind and useless to tell him that he was the one who was blocking the right relationships. He wouldn't have believed this. And so I began by explaining to him that there's only one life, which is God. Now, this was easy for him to understand. I explained that his fine creative ability as an actor was that he could feel the way other people thought. He could enter into the characters and personalities of other people and reproduce them at will. For this is the essence of all great acting. He understood this well enough, but he didn't know that behind all of it there's one power. He did not realize that everyone with whom he was associated with was rooted in the same life that he was rooted in. Now, somewhere in his life, he had received such a sense of rejection, not being wanted and needed and loved, that his whole reaction to life was one of self-defense, as if he were trying to get even with life. As we talk together, this idea of the reality of the one presence in everyone gradually came to him. And then the day came when I was able to tell him that if he would meet the God in others, then the God in others would respond to him. Finally, the whole thing dawned on him very clearly. He realized that he was cursing his environment. He was separating himself from directors and producers and those he associated with, though he was silently criticizing and complaining about everything they did and said. And I said to him, "You are really cursing them in your mind. Of course, you don't mean to do this, but you are. Now, I want you to reverse the whole process." I gave him the old Chinese proverb which says, "It is better to light one candle than to curse the darkness." And then I said, "You are the candle." Being an actor, of course, he was able to dramatize this, and because he was deeply sincere and he wanted to do right, he set about to reverse his thinking. He began to bless his directors and producers. He began silently in his own mind to praise everyone he was working with. And the miracle took place, as it always must with unity and with life. They began to bless and praise him. And the very ones who had seemed to be unfriendly toward him because of his hostility for them seemed to go out of their way to do everything possible to help him. Now, there are two ways we can look at this. One is that it all happened by chance, and the other is that in accord with certain fundamental laws which we're all using, whether we know it or not, everything is governed by law. Whether it is the orbits of the planets, the migration of animals, the growth of plants, the hidden life in the depths of the ocean, or even the everyday events in your life and mine, nothing happens by chance. There's a universal order, an eternal intelligence, an inner knowing that flows through all beings. This same life that guides the stars in their courses and the tides in their rhythms is also guiding you and me right now. Now let's bring it closer to home. Perhaps we haven't thought about how our attitude toward the food we eat decides whether it is going to be digested properly. Every morsel of food carries the vibration of the universe. And when we receive it with reverence and gratitude, we align ourselves with that rhythm. But when we eat with worry, anger, or indifference, we cloud the natural harmony, and the energy of the food cannot fully nourish us. Perhaps we haven't thought when we say, "My knees crack and pop every time I stand up." Or, "Oh, my back is so stiff in the morning, it takes me 15 minutes to feel human again." we stop the flow of life through us. In a certain sense, we're either blessing or cursing everything around us. This principle of blessing rather than cursing applies to everything we do. Now, I have always loved dogs, and I have never met one I couldn't get along with. Animals have a way of sensing us beyond words. They pick up on our mental attitudes. A dog knows almost instantly whether we come in confidence or fear. Children are much the same way. Sensitive and unguarded, they feel the atmosphere around them. They sense the tone of a room, the unspoken mood of those they depend on. Think back to your own childhood. Could you tell without a word being spoken whether the evening was going to be one of peace or pain? Children read the invisible signals in the air, and those signals shape the way they move through the world. You will always notice that those who get along well with children love them. They praise them in their own minds. They expect for them to respond. And the family where the best discipline is maintained is not the one governed by the rod, but the one governed by love and consideration for each other. You cannot beat the badness out of a child. You cannot whip a dog into caring for you. You cannot govern a horse by ill-treating it. We all know these things. They're so common in our experience that we accept them. But perhaps we haven't realized that this same principle applies everywhere and to everything you and we are doing. It might sound strange to say to someone who isn't getting along well in the world that it would be good if he or she were to begin to bless themselves in everything they're doing, and yet this is true. And anyone can prove it to himself who applies the principle. The key to all of this is learning how to reverse our thinking, to change our mental attitudes. To do this, we need a few basic principles to guide us. When we practice these principles, life begins to adjust itself in harmony with our new way of thinking. The most important principle is this: God is present everywhere. There is only one life. That life is God. And that life is my life right now. But this truth is not just about us alone. We must include others in this awareness: our family, our friends, our neighbors, and even our whole environment. Everything we do and everyone we meet is part of this one life. I well remember attending a meeting of people who were discussing certain problems and propositions quite fiercely. There was a lot of conflict and resentment among them, and a complete lack of understanding and cooperation. As a matter of fact, I was getting quite upset myself until I thought, well, after all, I'm one of those present, and I have permitted myself to get caught up in all of this confusion. Is it because I'm not quite right within myself? I began to affirm that there's only one presence and one power, the good that fills everything. We all live in this presence. We're all guided and sustained by this law of good. There's only one life, and that life is the very life within each of us. Therefore, whatever is good and right and just, whatever will work out well, whatever is constructive and worthwhile, is the only thing that has a right to take place. There's no resentment, no conflict, no resistance, no disagreement, because God is over all in all, and through all. It happened all right at that meeting, as it always does. At this meeting, finally, a complete agreement was reached in a friendly manner. But sometimes we don't do this and drift along with the oppositions and contentions and resentments. And when we do this, we become a part of them. And we can no longer heal such a situation because all we're doing is adding more confusion to that which is already confused. When we meet up with a thought of trouble, we don't always take the time to get quiet within ourselves and readjust everything in our own thinking and really fall back to that which blesses and never curses, to which unifies and never disrupts. The principal application is so simple that it is hard to believe that just by reversing our thinking about a situation, we can change that situation by changing our thought about others. We make it possible for them to think right about us. It is difficult at times to meet antagonism with love, but this is exactly what we must do. Always remember that deep within everyone and everything is one life, the one presence and the one power. Before our lives can be guided in the right and constructive way, we always must first be in harmony with the law of life. The real work begins with us, and that is good news. Because if our problems were only outside of us, we would have no power to change them. Think of it this way. You can't whip a child in submission or try to beat the bad out of them. Instead, you love the child, you work with them, and in time, they learn to work with you. The same way you don't force life into submission, you don't control people through domination, and you fail in the world through conflict and antagonism. Beloved friends, what is strong enough to cover every mistake, gentle enough to heal every wound, and powerful enough to dissolve the hardest difficulty, setting us safe and whole upon the path of faith. There is but one answer, the living presence of good, greater than anything we have ever known, waiting for us to use it. Yet, we can not only believe this in thought, it must be born within us. We must live it. So I invite you now to light, in the quiet of your own heart, the candle of faith. See it flicker, then steady, then grow. And notice how as the light increases, the shadows slip away. Do not wrestle with the darkness. Do not name its weight. Simply lift your eyes to the light, and the light will do the rest. Let us bless one another. Let us look upon every soul with kindness, remembering that each of us is doing the best way we know how. In this way, our lives themselves become vessels of blessing. As we open to love, we're changed by love. Love is no longer a hope far off, but a fire within us. It lights our steps. It heals our hearts. It reveals the kingdom of heaven shining here and now. It is better to light one candle than to curse the darkness. For when the candle shines, the darkness dissolves. Darkness has no power over light, but light always has power over the darkness. In the same way, hate has no power over love, but love can dissolve hate. And so, I close with these words from Ernest Holmes. One who has learned to love all people will find plenty of people who will return that love. And because the truth is timeless, we end with a chorus that the world still needs to hear. All you need is love. All you need is love.
Yeah, we could have all sung that one with you. That's our friend Keith playing guitar over there.
Rejoicing every day, oh happy day, oh happy day, oh happy day, oh happy day. When spirit moves, 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 bring me every day, oh happy day, oh happy day, oh happy day, oh happy day. Rejoicing every day, oh happy day, oh happy day, oh happy day, oh happy day. Now that I know, now that I know, oh now I know, now I know, oh now I know, now I know. Spirit has me, oh happy day, Spirit has me, oh happy day, oh happy day. Now that I know, now that I know, oh now I know, now I know, oh now I know, now I know. Spirit has me, oh happy day, Spirit has me, oh happy day, 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 oh
Carolyn's doing the offering. I am?
Carolyn's doing the offering.
I did not know that.
Surprise!
Okay, let me get my offering. We can do that after this. Okay. All right. Surprise, surprise. Okay, if you'll just join me in our affirmative blessing. Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, to prosper, and to bless. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I joyously contribute to the vision of the center, knowing that every generous being multiplied abundantly, and so it is.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I
offering because we are so blessed. The center is blessed by your gifts. The community is blessed by all of us. And we are grateful. Grateful for this center, grateful for each other and all our connection. And so it is.
And so it is.
And now our circle of abundance.
No, we have announcements.
Announcements. Okay, I jumped ahead. I tried.
Hello again.
Hello again.
Hello. All right, so what's our first announcement? I think it's birthdays. Who has a birthday this month? I do! We got Judy, Jody, Danielle, Keith, John, Valerie, myself, and John. Happy birthday to all of us. And so today we are going to be having some birthday ice cream cake. You can join us and have some. Next up we have the second Sunday lunch, which is at Du Bois Italian Cuisine, which will be next Sunday. So feel free to join us downtown for some delicious Italian cuisine. Let's see, what do we have next? Yes, the Apples and Honey, a ceremony with our Jewish friends taking place on October 12th. They will be visiting us next Sunday to share their traditional Apples and Honey ceremony with us. And this is to affirm a sweet upcoming new year per the recent Jewish New Year. How exciting.
Yes.
Wonderful. Let's see, what do we have next? Our YCSL Halloween party. Ooh, very exciting. So this is being hosted by the lovely Petronella. And it will be on November 1st at 6 p.m. It's going to be at a private home, so please get in touch with Petronella for the address. Wonderful. Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead. So we have a little bit of details that are pending, so stay tuned for more information. Let's go ahead and go to the next announcement. Oh, Pride March is going to be on November 7th of this year. It's going to be at 5 p.m. and we're going to start here and head toward Cafecito. Details are coming on how people can help and donate. Then we also have Lude's Takeover again.
Woo!
And that's going to be on November 13th from 4 to 8 p.m. Are you guys going to be doing karaoke again?
We will be singing our little hearts out.
Yay.
All right, and if you went to the last one, it was a blast. So we're really looking forward to this. How exciting. And is that everything for announcements? Yes, it is. So we'll go ahead and let's stand up, join hands, make a circle, and we're going to sing in our peace circle.
Okay, John, come on.
Ooh, let's close the gaps. Join hands. Close the gaps.
There we go.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our power, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Repeat after me. That something wonderful is happening in my life right now.
Something wonderful is happening in my life right now.
I know it.
I know it.
I feel it.
I feel it.
I believe it.
I believe it.
I accept it.
I accept it.
Thank you, life.
Thank you, life.